Right. Are we here? Those of you in here, can you hear me okay? All right, nice. So we're gonna get started in T-minus like 20 to 30 seconds. Typically at a yoga studio, we have like blocks and straps, right? But you might not have that at home. So I'm gonna give you like 30 seconds to go grab something like a pillow and maybe an old shirt that you can use. Don't mind it getting stretched out. Ready, set, break. All right. We're gonna get this thing going. We're gonna start in a seat. Now, for some of us, that means cross-legged, maybe sitting on a pillow. Some of us, that might mean shins and knees, again, with the pillow. Just take a moment to settle. Begin to check into your breath, sit up tall, relax your shoulders down. Just allow your breath to flow naturally. And as you continue breathing, I'm going to say a little something, but your focus is on your breath. This class is put on through Fitness Systems. I know everyone here probably familiar. If you got this code to check in, if you're not familiar, check it out. Fitness Systems SAC. I think there's Land Park. I think there's West SAC as well. A couple other locations. Just want to throw out big thanks and thumbs up to the owners. Sean and Holly are on the line with us now, and they've been wonderful throughout this whole fiasco that we're all going through. Trying to keep the instructors still employed, something to do, putting out Zoom videos like this and posting on the Instagram. So just a moment of gratitude out to them. Continue slow and gentle. Inhale, exhale. Take just a few more like this. Nice, and take one more huge inhale, fill all the way up to the top of your lungs, all the way to the top, and hold for just a few moments. As you hold, relax the muscles in your face and in your shoulders and down your back. Maybe you can sip in just a little bit more. And then really gently exhale all the way out. Everything all the way to the bottom, and hold with no breath for just a moment. And then really gently allow your inhale to come back in. Just a few breaths, clean that out. Then you're gonna come and find something called a child's pose. Now, if you're somewhere near the back half of your mat, take your knees out wide, relax your bum back toward your heels, and rest your chest down to your mat. Nice. And again, really gently allowing breath to flow in and out. And for some folks' bodies, this is a really restful pose and it's really relaxing and comfortable. And for others, it can be a little discomforting. And just take a moment to, yeah, I got you, Sean. Just take a moment to see if you can come into your breath, be really soft there. Keep reaching your hips back toward your heels. Walk your hands as far away from you as you can. Get them all the way forward. Get a lot of length on both sides. And then walk both hands over to the left side of your mat. Yeah, hands over to the left side. Still rooting your sit bones back. And see about breathing between the ribs along your right side. Just a few more, really opening up the sides. And then start to walk your hands back through center and over to the right side, keeping that same amount of length in your torso as you walk your hands to the right. And again, see about breathing between the ribs along your left. And just one more gentle inhale. And the exhale. And start to walk your hands back to center, back to your child's pose for just a moment. And start to lift yourself up into a tabletop position on all fours. Walk your hands forward, maybe a hand's distance ahead of where they are now, just a little bit. And start to bring your hips forward to meet your wrists. And just let them hang down. They won't actually touch, but you just let your torso relax forward. And keep drawing your shoulder blades toward one another behind you, pressing your hands down. And you do have to stay somewhat engaged in your palms and your arms, but see if you can let everything in your torso and your hips just relax. And turn to look over one shoulder, maybe back toward your heels. And then gently back through center into the other side. And take one more round like that, both sides. And stay with your focus to your breath. Start to come back to center and sit your hips back toward your heels. One last time through child's pose. Nice and relaxed. Let everything in your low back lengthen out. One more inhale. And the exhale. And then again, return to your tabletop position up on all fours. And spread your fingers out wide, but keep your fingertips facing forward. So not so far that they're spread out piano style. Keep them apart, pressing forward. Lean your weight forward into your shoulders just as much as you can that's still not painful. So just enough to bend a little bit forward into your wrists. Nice. Keep pressing down on your fingertips and add a little right to left wiggle with your shoulders. Really slow. Really slowly opening up your wrists. Keep your arms nice and straight. Nice. And start to release both hands. So turn your palms face up, fingertips back toward you. And you're on the backs of your hands now. Really get into the top of the wrist. Again, straighten your arms and start to lean your weight back just a little bit. And when you find that Goldilocks place, maybe you add a little right to left wiggle with your shoulders again, just to get into all the little nooks and crannies in the wrist. Nice, and release one at a time and give them a shake. Just give each wrist a nice shake, let it go. Nice. And then your last one, turn fingertips inward with your palms facing down this time. So you're going to expose the, what is that, the top or the back or the, whatever, the inside of your wrist forward. Plant both hands. Again, straighten your arms and lean your weight back just enough to get that stretch and maybe a little right to left movement here as well. And start to gently release, come back to a tabletop, plant your hands just as they were at the beginning. And lean your weight a little bit to the right, over into your right palm, and just lift just the heel of your palm. So you keep all your finger pads connected. You can lift just your wrist, just on one side. Yeah, and then set it down and take it to the left. And start to move side to side just like this, just warming up wrists, getting everything in the hands strengthened. And if you're feeling really, really Joe Exotic about it, maybe you do both at the same time. Yeah, just a little bit, warming things up. It's okay if your thumb leaves the ground. Just keep all the pads of your fingers connected. Nice, and then start to release that. And again, give them a shake. Each side, give it a shake, let it go. Nice, and then walk your hands forward. Plant them down, so you're a little bit further forward in your knees and your hips. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees just 2 inches off the ground. Nice, stay really rooted into your palms, pressing your hands energetically into the ground and then toward one another. Now they won't move, but you'll get this activation across your top of your chest and shoulders. And then draw your shoulders away from your ears. You keep everything engaged, but lengthen out your neck. Yeah, nice. Low belly, up and in. Keep breathing there. One more inhale. The exhale, set your knees down. Find a cow pose. So you let your belly hang down. Take your tailbone and your gaze up to the sky. Big inhale here. On the exhale, just the opposite, cat pose. Tuck your tailbone, round your back, press your shoulders away. One more time. Inhale, look high, belly down. Exhale, press and round away. Start to come back to a neutral spine. First things first, draw your low belly in, navel in toward your spine. Plank into your hands, tuck your toes under. Again, knees 2 inches off the ground. Nice. It all comes from the center. Use the engagement of your core to strengthen all the way through your shoulders, through your palms, back toward your legs. Steady the breath. Nice. And one more inhale here. And the exhale, set your knees down, belly down, gaze up, cow spine, and inhale here. Exhale, cat, press and round away. And again, inhale, look high. Exhale, press and round. Nice. Come back to a neutral spine. This time, tuck your toes under and walk your legs straight back to a high plank. Yep. All the same activation cues as in tabletop, planting down into your palms, engaged across your upper, what do we call that? Upper chest and your shoulders. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Low belly in, maybe even tilt forward onto your tiptoes just a little bit. Yeah, you bring yourself to that challenge that's right for you, and then calm your breath. Nice, so one more inhale here. On the exhale, lower down to your forearms. Keep everything straight and strong down to your forearms. And you're welcome to take fists, turn your palms in if it feels okay. I would recommend if you're trying to get really strong and maybe push up to a handstand one day, you plant your palms face down, fingertips out wide. Just like that. Oh, yeah. One more inhale here. On the exhale, set your knees down, back through child's pose just for a moment. Hips back toward your heels. Nice, and pick it back up. Come forward, that forearm plank, just like you did before. Forearms down, you can have your palms down or in. Straighten out your legs, plank pose. Nice, now from here, stay really engaged in your forearms, pressing your shoulder blades apart, upper back away. Pick up your right foot and set your right toes on top of your left heel. Yep, just like that. And then set them back down and take the left side. Left toes over your right heel. And then gently switch and see if you can keep this movement, just a gentle toe to heel, toe to heel. The point being strong in your core, focused in your breath. You can go fast if it feels better to go fast. You can go slower if maybe you're looking for a little bit more slow challenge. Just stay in. Nice. Set both feet down. Press down into your elbows. Start to walk your feet forward and your hips up high. Keep your legs as straight as you can keep them. I know it's really hard. It's really hard. Take them up high. Keep pressing down in your elbows. Maybe you can take your gaze forward to the floor. Yes, yes. Stay up like that. Hips way up high. And then really slowly start to walk your feet back through that forearm plank all the way back out. Yeah, nice. And when you get to that forearm plank, set your knees down and then your hips down and find what we call a sphinx pose. If you imagine what a sphinx looks like. Forearms down, shoulder blades drawing back and chest forward. Rather than pulling your chest up, bring it forward. Keep pointing your toes away from you. Tops of your feet pressed down. Nice, just like that. Reach through with your chest. And then start to take your gaze up high and just breathe here. Nice, all that abdominal activation you just worked on and pressing your shoulders down. Now just let it open up across the front of your chest. Slight back bend, drawing your shoulder blades back, gaze high. One more inhale. On the exhale, release everything down to the floor. Everything down. Nice, and interlace your hands at your low back. And keep your arms straight here. Nice, roll your shoulder blades onto your back. And on an inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale and release. And just like that, do it again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. And one more time, slow and steady with the inhale, lift up. Nice. Exhale, release it down. And release your palms beneath your shoulders. You plant your palms beneath your shoulders, elbows pointing back. Nice. Tuck your toes under and engage your quads to lift your kneecaps. So your legs are totally off the floor. And then do the same thing with your low belly. Engage your low belly to lift it up and off the floor. So now it's just your chest on the ground. And then start to engage in your elbows pressing together, palms pressing down. Lift your chest just 2 inches off the ground. Yeah, and then on an inhale, press all the way up to a high plank push-up position. Nice. And set your forearms down right back to that forearm plank. I know, I tricked you with that one. I'm so sorry. Put your forearms back down. And start to walk your toes forward up into a dolphin pose, just like you did before. Walking toes forward, hips up high. Keep pressing your forearms down. Yeah, really active in your shoulders, pressing up and away. Hips come up high. Maybe you can come up onto your tiptoes just to get your hips over your shoulder center. Yeah, and then start to tiptoe your feet back. Start to come back to that forearm plank, really nice and slow. And then again, set your knees down, then your hips down. Come to a sphinx pose, drawing your chest between your shoulders with your gaze up high, pointing your toes away from you. Yeah, one more inhale, chest forward, gaze up. Exhale, release. Take just a moment lying down on the ground. Maybe make a pillow with your hands, cheek off to one side. Nice, quite a bit of activation to start with. Now just use your inhales to calm it back down. Nice, and start to press yourself back up to a tabletop. And I apologize, I've tricked you again. That was all a decoy for what we're really gonna get into. This is called, actually I'll tell you the name after because it's kind of intimidating. You tuck all your toes under from your tabletop. You tuck all your toes under. Now, if you can, I have this little floating pinky toe that doesn't quite tuck, and that's okay. As long as you get all your toes tucked under, and then start to walk yourself back, and maybe you can stand up on your knees. If it feels okay, maybe even set your hips back onto your heels. Maybe a pillow here to support between. And if you're feeling real groovy, you can sit all the way back and down, up tall with your spine, toes tucked under. Just take a moment back to your breath here. Now this bending under with your toes and flexing out the foot is really good for balance, really good for things like plantar fasciitis and flexibility in the arch of the foot. And just take a moment. If you don't feel anything yet, you soon will. And if you do feel something, feel free to adjust at any time. The point here is just opening up bottoms of the feet. Stay in the breath. Nice. Just 3 more breaths, just like this. I know it can be really, really discomforting. Stay in it. As long as it's not pain, you're pretty good. Nice. And then start to release, hands forward. Untuck your toes and maybe give them a little paddling out. Yeah, nice. Yeah, because it feels kind of fun. Yeah, you can watch everybody else doing it too. Again, tuck your toes under, press yourself up and back, and come to a forward fold at the back of your mat. So that's just standing on your feet and folding forward. Nice. So essentially the same thing we've done with your feet, now we're doing with the hamstrings. Just stay rooted into your heels. Maybe even shift weight forward a little bit into the balls of your feet. And let everything from your tailbone through the crown of your head just relax. Just let it be really soft. You can hang your hands down to the ground or maybe catch opposite elbows. Yeah, see if just a few breaths here you can actively release everything in your core, everything in your chest, in your shoulders, in your arms, everything we just worked on. Just let it be soft. And if it feels okay, maybe a little swaying right to left. All right, now the reward section for the warm-up. Yay, the reward. Anytime Benett says something, it's good. It's probably not. Okay, so bend your knees a lot. Squat your bum down toward your heels. And if you can get your knees up into your upper arms, maybe you can squeeze them in a little bit further. And instead of going to crow pose, we're not going to this big thing up here that everyone likes to go to. See if you can set your forearms back down on the ground. Get your knees as high as you can up on your upper arms. Excuse me if I said forearms, I meant upper arms. And start to lift your, shift your weight forward, knees into your upper arms, and maybe you can start to float your feet. It's called baby crow. It's super cute, huh? It's a baby. Yeah. Squeeze your heels toward one another. Yes, just like that. Get the camera quick, Instagram. Yeah, nice. And then start to set it back down, toes back down to the ground. And press up into your downward facing dog. Take all the time in the world. Nice. Into your downward facing dog. Strong and straight arms. Reaching your sit bones high to the sky and your heels down to the ground. And when you get there, add a little movement. Maybe you pedal out your feet, bend one knee at a time, sway your hips. See if you can shift your weight right between your feet and your hands. So palms planted, it's equal parts planted hands and planted feet. Nice, and take a few breaths just to settle in here. It can be quite strenuous, downward facing dog. Sometimes I do promise the more you practice it, the more it becomes a rest pose. Nice. Bend your knees a lot. Start to walk your feet forward and find a fold at the top of your mat, just like we did at the back. Walk your feet forward, take a fold. Nice, and then lift up halfway. You plant your hands to your shins, roll your shoulder blades onto your back, and find a lot of length in your spine. Yeah, pressing your sit bones way back, popping your booty like in the music videos. Way back there, chest forward. One more inhale. Exhale and fold forward. Again, halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees and roll all the way up to stand. Reach up on the inhale. Yeah, exhale, relax your hands by your sides. Nice. We'll do just one more, just like that. On an inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale and fold forward. Halfway lift, the inhale, shoulders onto your back. On the exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back to a high plank. Nice. So one more inhale to shift forward on your tiptoes. On the exhale, lower down just halfway. Your elbows into your ribs, nice and tight. Shift forward onto your tiptoes. You bring your weight forward, then lift your chest up, shoulders back. Upward facing dog. Nice. Inhale here. Exhale, slow and steady to downward facing dog. Hips all the way up and back. Nice. Now that's a big move for the hips, from all the way flexed forward to all the way flexed back. So when you make that move, you got to make sure that it comes from deep in your core. And actually the abdominal muscles just on between your hips for that. And just make sure it's protecting your low back, doing it with the breath. And when you get to your downward dog, just take a few breaths to settle in. Nice. On an inhale, lift your heels up as high as you can. Bend your knees, and again, walk yourself to the top of your mat. Halfway lift on the inhale, hands to shins, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees or rise all the way up to stand. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, hands by your sides. Nice. One more, sun salutation A. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back, lower down just halfway till your elbows come into your ribs. On the inhale, peel open, upward facing dog. Nice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, a moment to breathe. Keep pressing into each fingertip, into the pads of all fingers. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Nice. One more inhale here. On the exhale, set your knees down and back to your tabletop. Nice. And walk your hands back behind you. You can, well, it's called a reverse hero's pose. You plant your hands behind you here. See if I can get centered here. And press down into your feet to lift your hips up and open. activation along the top of the chest and your shoulders. Keep pressing down into your hands. Feel that all release. Just open up across there. Nice. One more inhale here. On the exhale, release it down. Walk your hands forward. Press up into your downward facing dog. Nice. And take your right leg long to the sky. You're still in your downward facing dog position. Your right leg straight up. Yeah, see if you can press through your heel and flex your toes back down to the mat. Yeah, so you get a really strong connection through the heel, maybe even a little internal rotation with your right thigh, just to square your hips. Yeah, nice. And then bend your knee, bring your right heel toward your bum, and then bend, open your hips. So you take your right knee up to the sky. Way open up like that. Stay really strong in your hands, engage in your shoulders. A lot of weight coming down to those joints. You stay really active there. Now keep this flexion, your knee up to the ceiling. And now really, really slowly press your heel, extend it as far away as you can. Press it out of the way, straighten that leg. Nice, and again, knee up to the sky, heel toward your bum, really slowly. Yeah, and again, start to straighten out here. Straighten out the leg, nice. Exhale, bring your heel back in toward your bum. Keep your knee pointing up to the sky. And then one more, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, knee in toward your nose. Shift your weight forward, high plank with your knee in, up and in. Press your upper back away. Yes, squeeze it all into your center. Nice, and then step your right foot forward. Nice, set your left knee down and grab a hold of your strap, whether it's your shirt or a strap or one of those robe tie together things, whatever you're using. Nice, we're gonna set up into what's called a half split. So you draw your hips back, flex your right toes toward you, and get your strap around the end of your right foot, just beneath the ball of your foot there, just in the meaty bit. Nice, now this is to extend your arms, so rather than rounding over and folding like this, draw your elbows back and your hips back at the same time to lengthen out your spine. So you're actually picking your chest up nice, just like that. Just a few more breaths, be here. One more inhale, nice and easy. And the exhale. And release your strap, set it aside. Root your right foot back down, tuck your left toes under and straighten out your left leg. So now you're in a runner's lunge position. Fingertips down, really strong through your left heel. Get a strong and straight leg all the way out. Get all the heads of the quads engaged there. Yeah. Nice, lift your low belly off your right thigh. Just a little bit up and off. Really active here. And then start to lift your torso up into a crescent lunge. So you keep your legs just as they are. Lift your torso up tall. Reach your fingertips up high. Nice. Active forward into the knee. Back into your left heel. Really strong and steady. Low belly in. And let that strength from squeezing your legs toward one another send your fingertips up high. One more inhale, get really tall. On the exhale, just very lightly tap your fingertips down to the ground. Keep your low belly off your leg. Use the strength of your legs. Inhale, rise back up. Nice, and once more, exhale, touch your fingertips down. On the inhale, strong legs, lift all the way up. Nice, on the exhale, bring your fingertips back behind you. It's called airplane arms. So palms face down, shoulder blades roll back, belly off the thigh, bring your chest forward. You can stay here just like this if you like. Maybe shift your weight forward on your left tiptoes. And maybe start to float your left leg all the way up and off. You come to full airplane pose. So your left leg strong and straight behind. Yeah, and it's okay to tap the toes down if that helps your balance. You stay in the breath, really strong and engaged in that right leg. All right, so one more inhale here, long from your head through your heel. On the exhale, set your left foot back down and hop it forward about halfway. So now you both feet down, both legs straight. Hop your left foot forward about halfway. Turn your toes just a little bit out to the left, maybe about a 45-degree angle, just enough to open up that left hip. Nice. And then fold over your right thigh. See if you can get your shoulders square over your right thigh. Fold there. Nice, and you can have your hands down to a prop or your leg or your foot or the floor or wherever it goes. Just keep drawing your sit bones back, rooting down into especially that right foot. And getting a good stretch on the glute and the outside hamstring and all the muscles in the thigh. Stay in the breath here. Nice. On your next inhale, lift up halfway, shoulder blades back. On the exhale, plant your hands down, step both feet back and lower down, high to low push-up, elbows in tight. Peel open, upward facing dog. On the inhale, chest up, shoulders back. Exhale from your center, up and back, downward facing dog. Nice, and then take your left leg long to the sky. Yeah, press through your heel, flex your toes back down to the mat. Nice, keep pressing your chest back toward your right thigh. Really strong there, really strong. Stay in the breath. Then bring your left heel toward your bum and open up your left hip so you can bring your left knee up to the sky. Yeah, so you're almost stacking your left hip over your right. Yeah, way up and over. Really strong into your hands and shoulders. Really slowly bring your left heel straight away from you up to the sky. On the exhale, really slowly heel back toward your bum. Nice. Again, inhale, reach it out long, nice and slow. Exhale, bring your heel to your bum. Nice. And once more, inhale, reach it long. Exhale, knee into your nose. Shift your weight forward to a high plank. Keep pressing your upper back away. Knee up and in, up and in. I see you cheating here. Toes off the ground. And then step it through. And set your right knee down. And again, get a hold of your prop, your strap, or your shirt, or whatever it is. And come into that half split. And keep reaching your left toes back toward you. Strap around the meaty bit of your left foot. And again, drawing your shoulders back, hips back, chest forward. Yeah, stay in the breath. There's a lot of activation for that side. Now you just get to relax into that really super comfortable stretch, right? Stay in the breath. Start to gently release the strap, plant your left foot back down. Tuck your right toes under and straighten out your right leg. So now you've come back to this runner's lunge. And lift your belly up and off your thigh. So just draw your low belly in. Yeah, really active there. Strong legs. Start to lift your fingertips up high to the sky. Active into the front knee, back through your right heel, strong right leg. And see if you can draw both legs in toward one another, toward the midline of your body. Yeah, and one more inhale, get tall. Exhale, really slowly set your fingertips down. Belly off your thigh. Inhale, right back up, use the strength of your legs. Exhale, tap your fingertips down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, airplane arms behind, palms face down, chest comes forward. Really steady here, strong into your left foot. You can stay just like this. If this is plenty of balance for you, you stay right here. Maybe you can start to shift your weight forward so much into your left leg that you can float your right foot up. And if you do go there, keep a really long line of energy from the crown of your head through your right heel. Really strong there. Nice. Yeah. Stay in it. Stay in it. The breath is key. One more inhale. On the exhale, set your right foot down. Straighten out both legs. And maybe get your right foot maybe 3 feet or so behind your left. It's going to set up for what's called pyramid pose. So you turn your right toes out to the right and fold over your left thigh. Nice. And wherever is comfortable for your hands, can be to your shin or maybe a water bottle if you got it, or some kind of prop, maybe fingertips to the floor. The active part being in the left leg. Nice. On your next inhale, lift up halfway, long spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back and lower down, high to low push-up. Peel open on the inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Nice, just one breath in, big breath. Open up and let it go. Nice. And bend your knees a lot, look forward, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, and then your left foot to the outside of your left hand. And sit your bum down low into a really low squat. Yeah, just like that, nice. Feet a little bit wider, hips down, knees come out. And you sit them down, bring your elbows to the insides of your knees. Hands come together, a little bit engineering. As further you draw your hands in, the further press your elbows out. And get really tall here, whether you're up here, down here, maybe all the way down, doesn't matter. And keep your spine long, reaching your sit bones down, crown of the head high, shoulder blades back. Yeah, one more in. On the exhale, fold forward, turn your toes inwards. So your feet are still apart, turn your toes in and fold in. Yep, just like that. Just take a moment, let it hang, let everything dangle. Nice, and then really slowly heel toe your feet back toward one another. Back to the center of your mat. Bend your knees a lot. And sit your bum back, find a chair pose. You sit low, knees bend a lot, reach your hands just as high as you can get them. Yeah, really active. Weight back into your heels. Pop your booty back. Just a slight tuck in the tailbone, just a little bit. Nice. Lengthen your spine and reach up. One more inhale here. On the exhale, stand all the way up tall, hands by your sides. Nice. Bring your fingertips up high, right knee up and into your chest. Yep, just take a moment to establish your balance. See if you can, at the same time as you're bringing your right knee up, bring your right hip down and in. So rather than letting the knee take your hip out, keep knee up, hip in. Fingertips high, nice. And then gently set your right ankle over top your left knee or your thigh. And you can keep your hands up high if you'd like to. Start to bend your left knee a lot. So you're almost sitting back into a chair here. You can also bring your hands to center for balance or maybe to your right leg to help. And start to bend your left knee a little bit more and maybe even bring your chest forward, make it into a bit of a fold. Yeah, maybe hands to a prop, block, or a water bottle or whatever it is. Just keep reaching your sit bones back, really accessing the outside of that right hip. Nice, yeah. And start to lift back up tall. Unwind your your legs and step back to a crescent lunge, just like we did before. You step your right foot back, left knee bends, fingertips up high. Yeah, one more inhale, sit into your hips. On the exhale, find a dragonfly twist. You plant your right palm down, left fingertips up to the sky. Yep, so you're still bending forward into your left knee. Find a lot of space across your chest. One more inhale here. On the exhale, unwind, open up to warrior two. So you pivot your right heel down, take an open hip stance to the right side of your mat, fingertips out wide. Nice. Your next inhale, reverse it. Right hand down, left fingertips high. Keep bending forward into your left knee. Exhale, extended side angle. For some of us, this is left forearm to left thigh. Right fingertips overhead. For some others, maybe it's hand down to a block, maybe even the floor. You keep this, flip sides here. You keep this really open stance across your hips. So whether it's here, or maybe even deeper, you have this opening across the right. Strong in the breath. Go to that place that's uncomfortable and breathe in. See about drawing your low belly up and in. On your next inhale, reverse it all the way back, just like you did before. Right hand down, left fingertips high. This time, straighten out your left leg. Find triangle pose. Left hand comes down, right fingertips go high. Nice, and in your triangle pose, really strong connection into both legs. Your, right toes turning out to the right. So not quite an open foot stance like this, more of a one foot's turned, nice, just like that. Nice. Keep reaching your hips back, sternum forward. Reach up through, your right hand. Stay in the breath. One more inhale, peel your right chest up and open. On the exhale, you're going to turn this into a twist. So you keep your legs as they are. Maybe even step your right foot forward, maybe a foot or so. And bring your right hand down, left fingertips high. So you see I'm twisted across the body, twisting over to the left. And the reason we bring the right foot in is so that you give your pelvis a little room to twist across there. Yeah, nice. Stay rooted through both feet. All the same principles apply. Strong legs, sit bones back, chest forward, peel open. Nice. One more inhale, just like this. On the exhale, walk your hands to the center of your mat. You're going to take a wide-legged forward fold. Both toes forward. Just let your torso hang down. On the inhale, lift up halfway. Bend your right knee a lot. Straighten out your left leg. It's called Skandasana. So you bend your right knee a lot. Straighten out your left leg. Maybe even pick your left toes up to the sky. All right, it's just a moment here, and then start to walk your hands forward. Plant your hands. Step both feet back. Lower down, high to low push-up. And peel open on the inhale. Up and back on the exhale. And lift your heels, bend your knees, step or jump to the top of your mat. Nice, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. And bend your knees, rise all the way up to stand. Reach your fingertips up, bring your left knee up into your chest. Yep, just a moment to establish your balance. And set your left ankle over top your right thigh or your knee. And just like you did before, start to bend your right knee a lot, sit your hips back. You can keep your hands high, maybe bring them down to help with balance. Just keep reaching your sit bones back. And maybe start to fold forward just a little bit. Nice, really gently lift up and out, unwind, step it back to a crescent lunge. Left foot back, just like you did before. Reach up high. One inhale to get really tall. On the exhale, dragonfly twist. Left palm down, right fingertips high. Really strong through your back leg. One more inhale to peel open. On the exhale, unwind, find warrior two. Really wide open stance. Relax your shoulders down tall through your center. So you pivot your left heel down, nice, and let that hip come open. On an inhale, reverse it. Left hand down, right fingertips high. Keep bending forward into your right knee. On the exhale, extended side angle. Again, a few options here. It can be right forearm to your thigh. Maybe your right hand down to the ground. And wherever you go, left fingertips long overhead to the top of your mat. Yeah, find the place that's challenging and be there. In the breath. Nice, keep your legs just as they are. On your inhale, reverse it all the way up and back. Left hand down, right fingertips high. This time straighten out your right leg, find triangle pose. Right hand down, left fingertips up. Yeah, see how much length you can get on both sides of the body here. Step your left foot forward, maybe 12 inches or so. Revolve your warrior, your triangle, excuse me. Left hand down, right fingertips up. Twist across to the right. And one more inhale, just like this. On the exhale, walk your hands to the center of your mat and take that forward fold again. Yep, just some time to relax forward. Maybe even add a little right to left movement. Maybe bend one knee a little bit and then the other. Nice, on an inhale, lift up halfway. Bend your left knee a lot, straighten out your right leg. It's called Skandasana, right to the back of the mat. Bend your left knee, straighten out your right. Yeah, and start to walk your hands forward. Plant your hands, step both feet back. Lower down, high to low. Peel open the inhale, up and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, step your right foot forward between your hands and set your left knee down. Yeah, and turn your right toes just maybe 45 degrees out to the right. Plant your left hand down, right hand to the top of your right knee. And add a little side-to-side movement with your hips. Just a really gentle, you figuring out what's going on in there. Nice, and plant your hands, step it back, downward facing dog, and pedal out your feet. Just a little bit of movement here. Just to feel the difference. Nice, then step your left foot forward, right knee down. Turn your left toes out just a little bit. Plant your left hand on your left knee to let it open away from your body. And then just add a little gentle right to left. A lot of stability stuff gone in today, a lot of leg strength, and just let things become soft here. And replant both hands, press up and back. Your last time through downward facing dog, just take a moment, wiggle around, let it go. And then come to lying on your back. However that means for you, you can step through, maybe set a knee down. Just come to lying on your back. Drop both knees into your chest. Maybe a little rocking side to side. And releasing your low back and your hips. Nice. And plant the soles of your feet down to the ground. Just about as close as you can get them to your fingertips. If you can just graze them with your fingertips just a little bit closer. Nice. Shimmy your shoulder blades together and press your hips up. Find a bridge pose. Yeah, just like that. Strong in your legs, weight in your heels. Keep pressing your chest back toward your chin. You can keep your hands by your sides or maybe interlace your fingers just to get your shoulders a little bit closer together if they go there. One more big inhale, just like this. And the exhale, lower down. Yep, low back, back down. Just one breath in. Open up, let it go. Nice, and then second round. Plant down into your feet, shoulder blades together. Inhale to lift your hips up as high as you can get them. Yeah, really strong in your legs and activating as if you're trying to straighten out your legs. Almost trying to straighten out, weight in your heels. Yes, just like that, really strong there. One more big inhale, lift up. The exhale, release them down. Windshield wiper your knees right to left. So you lower back down. Just take a gentle side to side. And let both knees fall out to the left side of your body. Soften your shoulders back, and maybe you can look over your right shoulder. Just let it be a really gentle twist to release in your spine. Allow your breath to become gentle. And start to bring your knees back to center and take them out to the right. Again, soften shoulders back and maybe look out over your left. Soft breath. Allow gravity to take over here. Start to draw your knees back to center. Squeeze both knees up into your chest. Maybe a little rocking side to side. And then start to take your legs out long to the end of your mat and set up for your final rest. Find a really comfortable position here. Maybe your heels really wide. Maybe your hands a little bit wider. Yeah, all the movement that needs to happen, anything that's necessary, just let it come down. Start to bring some relaxation to your forehead and the muscles behind your eyes, and your jawbone, and your jaw muscles, and your tongue. And keep this relaxation going down your shoulders, to your arms and your chest. And all your breathing muscles, diaphragm, all the muscles around your rib cage. Be really soft. Start to allow your breath to bring you back in. Start to add some movement back, fingers and toes. Maybe a slight movement back and forth with your head. Just allow your neck to be really soft. And take a big stretch up overhead. Reach your hands up and over. Big stretch from your fingers to your toes. Fill all the way up in your lungs. And then open your mouth and let it go. Now the beauty of being in your own space is that you're not confined to the clock of the yoga class. So although it's 7 o'clock, you're welcome to have Shavasana as long as you want, maybe until tomorrow morning, whatever you're looking for. But we'll go ahead and let you go here. Just like in a normal class, I'll stick around on the chat and on the video for any comments, questions, concerns, or anything like that. Otherwise, just take your time coming back. Remember those places of challenge that we put ourselves in. That's just to make you strong so that when something truly challenging comes up, like the predicament that we're in now, you're prepared. You've got that inside space to go to be strong there. Thanks for sharing your practice. Again, I'll stick around for a few moments. Otherwise, good things in me, good things in you. Namaste.